Hello everyone, Hachadino over here, and today we are going to talk about Sublety Rogue in the patch 11.0.5. So always remember we have a cool sheet that I'm going to be updating across the 1 or 2 weeks after the patch drops. But let's talk before it drops from the changes that we have seen in the PTR. There's a cool, let's say, post that was done in WoWhead. Remember, our boy Fu is the one that writes the one for Sublety. Great cheers to him. And I'm going to also talk about all of the changes. First, let's go for the general rogue ones. We get cut to the chase on our main finisher. What does that mean? For Assassination and Venom, for Sublety Eviscerate, and for Outlaw Dispatch. This means that our, let's say, key that we use for Slice and Dice will not be needed. You will just don't need to use it anymore in any situation, let's say. So let's go into the post itself. You can see here, cut to the chase, we'll put that. Then we have Supercharger. It's going to be replacing Resounding Clarity. If you don't know what Resounding Clarity and Echoing Reprimand are these 2 points that are used in Outlaw and Assassination. And if you are weird like me, also is some builds from Sublety. This used to put an Enigma charge combo point, and you got the value of 7 combo points with only 1 in Equid Reprimand, and if you picked Resounding Clarity, you got 2 more for a total of 3. You could also choose to do 100% extra damage for a big hit. That is deleted. And now we have Supercharger that makes it so your next finisher after using Shift, Symbols of Death, or Roll the Bones 2 times in this case, is used with 2 additional combo points. This works with anything that has to use with combo points, for example, for Sublety, Relentless Strikes, Secret Technique cooldown reduction, and Dance cooldown reduction is going to get affected by this cooldown reduction. For Assassination, the Envenom uptime, and things like Poison Bomb, etc. etc. And then we have Forced Induction that increases the combo potential by 1. So instead of being 2 extra, it's going to be 3 extra, making our finishers be able to have 10 effective combo points, or in the case of Coup de Grace, 15. More to it afterwards. You can also choose the Echoing Reprimand. It just gives some damage. But for Sublety, at least this is super low tuned, and we are not going to use it in this case. Now, it's a really cool mechanic, and at least as Sublety, Outlaw has other ideas, and Assassination is kind of whatever too. But we kind of like this because it interacts really well with our mastery and with things like Cold Blood in Secret Technique, making it 10 combo point Secret Technique that auto crits. Those S3 extra combo points, it's around 40 something percent extra damage on that finisher, so it's really good. Now the changes to Subterfuge. As Sublety, we don't care that much because we don't have any talent that actually works with real stealth and not dance, so we can skip this. This LT is something that also has been changed, but it's not that important. It will just get auto used at 30 energy. We don't really care. Now for Chip Shot and Feint, this is really good in Oral War situation because, as you know, we have Shot in the Dark. This makes so our first Chip Shot is free from stealth of when we enter dance. Now that Chip Shot in the overworld is going to last 6 seconds, almost a full kidney, and you can keep damaging the mob, and of course this doesn't use energy, so it's really good for Sublety leveling and other things. Now Feint also is not going to be on the global cooldown. This is going to be really strong for Rogue, and if we use Elusiveness, a really strong talent that was already very played in some raid bosses and many Mythic Plus, do not get one shot because rogues are not what they used to be. It's going to help even more now that Soothing Darkness has been nerfed and now heals for 30% of your maximum health, but only when you banish, and now we only play with one banish, so you may kill one or twice in a fight. We also kind of need banish for some damage throughput, so it's going to be very useless. Something to note, there's also new colors and things for the icons. They go away from their Shadowlands thingies, and now Equine Reprimand is orange, and Flagellation is gray. Now for the Assassination Rogue changes, you can watch Whisper or go for him. For the Rogue thingies, you can also check them, but we're going to go for the Sublety Rogue changes. Now, the first dance has been redesigned. Instead of giving 4 combo points, now it's going to be 4 seconds of extra showdown duration if you have been out of combat for 6 or more seconds. This, of course, is not going to be useful in a raid fight. It's around 1% worse than Weapon Master, but in Mythic Plus can be potentially useful. You don't even need that many procs for it to be better than Weapon Master, even as Trickster. It's a little bit stronger. And those 4 extra seconds are really cool. At least I will be trying them in Mythic Plus. Now Shadow Blades, now it's 1 minute and 30 seconds instead of 2 minutes, but now lasts 16 seconds instead of 20. This is kind of a buff, because now without Invigorated Shadow Dust, we will have a lot of problems with that change of cooldowns. But that means that Invigorated Shadow Dust gets deleted. Sepsis also, but no one used it, so who cares? Now we don't have Shadow Dust, instead we have Death's Perception. As you can see here, we have at least 1 point and 2 points. These are the single target and the kind of AoE builds that we have right now cooked, but of course they are subject to change. I'm going to post them if you want to try them, but it's not 100% set in stone yet. You get extra charges. It means if you have 2 points of Death Perception, you are going to have 3 charges of Symbols of Death, and nothing else has changed from that apart from getting 3% extra damage per point to a total of 6. Sepsis and Invigorated Shadows got removed. Now here Fu has been explaining kind of everything, but basically what he's saying is that we are losing survivability quite a bit, actually, around 20 to 30k HPS, taking into account Leeching Poison. Without Leeching Poison, maybe a little bit more, but that is of course if it's needed. Now as for Supercharger, kind of good. We get extra power on our finishers, and that's never bad. Death Perception, I think it just needs a little bit more meat, because of the way our spec works after losing Shadow Dust. It's kind of sad. It's still going to be a damage increase, but nothing crazy. It's more because of Supercharger than the changes to Death Perception and Shadow Blades. Shadow Blades now also is used a little bit differently. And now here Fu has a really great write-up. If you want, you can read it. I'm going to take, of course, the post in the description. And now from here, you can see that we actually kind of struggle to get Secret Technique cooldowns back as Deathstalker. As Trickster, you can still get the 2 Secret Techniques. As Deathstalker, you have to do some special things, like using Shadow Blades a little bit later, and also having some seconds outside dance to get some cooldown reduction. Now, as for the conclusion, at least for Sublety, this is a damage buff, but the gameplay as you go further into fights is going to be really stale. The first minute and a half, you're going to have those extra Symbols of Death charges that make it so it's possible to have dance every kind of time that you have a Secret Technique available, but afterwards you are going to have to skip dances and Symbols of Death further. It's going to be kind of weird. I'm going to do a rotation video when the PTR goes up tomorrow, or when the patch drops on EU, if the PTR is not up tomorrow, because I'm from EU, not NA. So I will be explaining more or less how things can work. And now you can leave the video if you are not interested in rotational things. I'm going to talk a little bit from above, without explaining a lot of things, how we will play kind of with each build. Now, the hero talents that we are going to be mainly playing is Trickster because of some bugs that affect Deathstalker. They are really close, and Deathstalker has this mark bug that makes it so you can't spend Deathstalker's mark if you have a Darkest Night up, making it so it's a little bit of a loss for us because of many things. So mainly we are going to be playing Trickster. There our opener is going to be really easily because of premeditation. We are going to Shadow Strike, then use Flagellation instantly because we are at 7 combo points. Then when we eviscerate, we are going to get 21 seconds of Slice and Dice, and then we are going to Banish and Shadow Strike to get another 7 combo points. We are not using Blades or anything yet. I do recommend that you use your Transmitter around this because you will want to do the quest while you do the next things. And then after that Shadow Strike, you are going to Rupture. And after that Rupture, you are entering Dance and using Shadow Strike still without using Shadow Blades. You can use Symbols of Death. And then you will first use Secret Technique as your first finisher, and then you will use Shadow Blades after Secret Technique from then on. Then it's nothing crazy, you just do your normal dance, and then go into another dance, and the next dance that you're going to do, it's around 30 seconds. You're going to do that dance, and then when Cold Blood comes up, you're going to do the fourth one. Then at 60 seconds, you do another dance, and then until 1 minute and 30, you do cooldowns again. You will have 2 Symbols of Death, and also you will have all of the power there. Now, the things after that change quite a bit because you will have to skip the dance after that. We are going to send it alone. Then when Cold Blood comes back, you're going to do one dance with 1 Symbols of Death. Then you're going to do another dance without Symbols of Death. You are going to overcap, or if not, you are going to keep going, and then maybe you skip both of those. We still don't have 100% sure how it will be, and then go into the 3-minute cooldowns, etc, etc. One cool thing is you can actually get supercharger points before pulls, so you can use Symbols of Death just when you revive or before like 1 minute or something before the fight, and you get those 2 chargers before the pull. The AoE rotation is not set in stone at all. This is kind of the best talents that you can run right now, but it's not 100% sure. Also, instead of Shrouded in Darkness, you can go Shadow Focus, put for a little bit more of DPS. But I kind of like my Speed Shroud. I will also get the Steel Shroud instead of other things, but I was a little bit lazy to change those. So that's everything. I hope you have a nice day, and I will see you on the next video.